y bienvenidos de vuelta de Lenaya. Y hoy estaremos hablando Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl. And if you don't know what I just said, well, the Conejo Malo himself has told you guys y'all got 4 months to learn, okay? All you gotta do is download Duolingo. You got it. You got it. You'll figure it out. I mean, it's not that hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, my Spanish isn't perfect, my Spanish isn't great, but I'm still learning myself. I'm teaching my son Spanish as well as English, so I have to learn for him, you know what I'm saying? He's Boricua, you know, so that's just how it is in my house. We got a bilingual household. I'm the only one that doesn't speak fluent Spanish, so you know, as a mom in a bilingual household that my first language is English and I've been learning how to speak Spanish for like the past 4 years and I'm not perfect speaking Spanish. I can't really like in a conversation, I can't really speak Spanish back, but I understand it. So that's the plus part here is that I can understand Spanish. I've been listening to Bad Bunny since 2016 before I met my son's father, which he is from Puerto Rico. He is from Caguas, Puerto Rico. So my son is Boricua. I am not. I am what you would consider white, I guess. Even though, I mean, my mom, she's kind of like a mix of like Brazilian and Italian, but my dad's side is just white. But I look white, you know what I'm saying? Like I look like a white girl. I don't look Brazilian. I mean, maybe I could pass for Italian, but I don't know. I know, like growing up on like my mom's side of the family, which I grew up mostly with my mom. We grew up mostly like Italian household. Like a lot of our mannerisms, like anything, like the food that we ate, the way we made food, everything, like rules. It was very Italian household. So I also took Spanish classes in high school, and my Spanish teacher was actually Puerto Rican. So she was also Boricua. I have so many Puerto Ricans in my life. Like I feel like for me, I didn't really want to talk about this too much because it does kind of involve politics, but sometimes I think like it's okay to kind of involve politics just a little bit. I feel like these are things that are super important because this situation with Bad Money in general goes way past politics. And it's getting into that realm where you're dipping your toes and falling into hot lava of racism. And I'm not here for it because my son is Boricua and I'm not like what we're not gonna do is be racist in this house, okay? When it's Christmas time in my house, baby, we are drinking coquito, we got pernil, we've got arroz con candules. Like we be eating good in my house, okay? So we be eating good in my house. Like I know how to cook. I cook all the food. Okay, the only thing that I have not made is pasteles. That is the only food I have not made that I can think of. I've pretty much made everything else. Papa rellenas, I made those before. I love tostones. Those are my favorite. But I did have a few people message me and kind of ask me like, can I talk about the Bad Bunny situation? So absolutely, we're gonna talk about it. I know a lot of you guys, just like me, are Bad Bunny fans. And I'm not with this whole racism thing. I'm really not. Like this really kind of like pissing me off because like this has to do with like my family too. You know? Like this is the life that I live. And I feel like just in general, like I know people are racist, but like man, I didn't realize just like how like it's gotten so bad. I remember years ago when Hurricane Maria hit, just the way like Puerto Rico was treated was not okay. Like it really pissed me off. I have, like I said, I have a lot of friends in my life that are Puerto Rican. So that's why I'm really going to touch on this topic, is because it's something that not only affects racism in general, it also affects my family and the life that we're living. And I'll explain why when we get to that point. But right now, I mean, I've just seen so much hate on the internet. Like, just so many people they're mad, and it's mostly white people. Like I watched a TikTok video and this girl, she was wearing a hat, right? And the hat said something like immigrants make America great. And she was at a Mexican restaurant, right? So she was in a Mexican restaurant and the worker comes up to her and goes, "Oh, like where did you get your hat? Like I want to get one, blah 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 blah." So she was like, "Oh yeah, okay, I got it on TikTok shop, whatever, whatever." And then this couple, she said it was like a white couple. They like look over, just kind of like, and they see what her hat says, and they're all like, ah, ah, ah. Like, bitch, you literally are sitting in a Mexican restaurant. You're sitting in a Mexican restaurant eating Mexican food and you're scoffing. Listen, I know like stupidity runs far in some people, but like how far can it go? Like how dumb can you be? Please just enlighten me how dumb you can be. There's so many people out there that hate Spanish speaking people and I have no clue why. Actually, I do. I have one clue why. Because y'all are racist. The other clue would be that the men are insecure because the Spanish men, they be stealing your women. And let me tell you something. The Puerto Rican men, they love their white girls. That's all I gotta say. They love their white women, so you better watch out. You better watch out. Now, a few of the things that I've seen that really kind of just like why we have to reiterate this, why do we have to continue telling people Puerto Rico is literally a US like what's it called? A US territory. Like why do we have to tell you guys that? Like you sitting here saying, "Oh, we need to put Ice at the Bad Bunny Super Bowl because oh, he didn't want to have shows because he didn't want Ice at his shows." The first thing that I can think of right now is Ice pepper sprayed the air vent of somebody's like blow up costume. That is unacceptable. Like I understand, but these people are out there peacefully doing what like I haven't seen them jump on anybody like from what I've seen. I don't know. It might be different, but I haven't seen them like break anything. I haven't seen them do anything but go out and dance and be crazy and protest. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen them do anything pertaining to like needed for like what is that needed for? To pepper spray somebody's air vent and their blow up costume, that should be attempted murder at this point. Like that is not okay. All because in Ice itself, honestly, I can't. I don't like Ice. I've never liked Ice. I have very strong opinions against ice, and this is something that goes way, way back into my childhood. So when I was growing up, I lived in a trailer park, and in our trailer park, it was mostly, it was a lot of Mexicans, like Spanish speaking people. So, but at the same time, like obviously it was like a lot of English, but there was a lot of Spanish speaking people in that trailer park. And when you would go trick or treating for Halloween, like a lot of the houses, they would give you like the Mexican candy that has like the chamoy and tahini on it, like the spicy candy. And that's the kind of candy they would give out. So like in my neighborhood, that's just kind of like what we were used to. And I had a lot of, Mexican friends. I also had a lot of Puerto Rican friends growing up, and I still have a lot of Puerto Rican friends. I don't know what it is with me and Puerto Ricans, but let me tell you something. Every single important person I've ever had in my life has been Boricua. Like every best friend, my son's father, like just important people in my life, always Boricua. That's just how it's been. I don't know why. I gravitate, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's crazy, but I started thinking about it the other day when people were asking me to do this video and I was like, man, like I have a lot of like Puerto Rican friends. And not even from my son's father, like just like my own friends. And I also have a lot of like Spanish speaking friends. I have a lot of friends of color. Like I don't I when I was growing up, I was never taught anything other than just like if somebody's nice to you, like be nice to them. You know what I mean? Or if like somebody's mean to you, then like don't be around them. Like I was never taught, oh, you can't be around that person because they have darker skin than you. Like I was never taught that. And I know like a lot of people don't think like racism is taught. It is taught. And when I was growing up, like my dad would have snatched me any type of way. He would have snatched me bald. Okay, if I would have went up to somebody and said something like terrible to them. Just saying, like my family is not one to like my dad didn't he didn't raise me like that. So And I also like for some reason myself, like some people will like watch a video and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that person's like so homosexual." And I would be like, what do you mean? Like I would just be like, they're just a really good dancer. Like, what do you mean that do you think they're gay? And I'm just like, I don't see it. Like I have an Uncle Roger. Well, he's kind of like a family friend, but I call him Uncle Roger. And he's gay, he's got a husband, whatever. But when I was a kid, I remember my dad one time he was like, "Oh yeah, him and his boyfriend." And I was like, "Boyfriend? Like what the fuck did he get a boyfriend?" Like I had no idea. And then my dad was like, "Dude, Roger's gay." And I was like, "What?" Like it was so hard for me to believe because I was like, "Is he really?" And I was like, "I had no idea." Like I didn't notice. And my dad was like, "How did you not notice? He's so gay." And I was just like, I mean, I don't know, like that's the way you raised me. Like I don't know, And then like whenever he came to visit again, I really paid attention because I was like, what did I miss? And then I started like, and then I was like, okay, like I see it now, But it's not the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like, oh, that person's gay, or oh, that person's skin color, or that person does this, like. I don't know why that has to be such a huge part of our society. Like, why do people care so much? Why is it that you can't just sit down at a table and like somebody because of who they are? Not because, oh, I don't like them because of this, like because they speak Spanish. Oh, I don't like them because they have black skin. Oh, I don't like them because they act a little bit like that. You know what I mean? Like, you should be judging people by their character, and you should be going by the fact that, like, are they nice to you? Are they nice to others? Those kinds of things. Like, are they a good person? Like, you should never judge somebody based on that. And that is the biggest issue here. And going back to the trailer park, because you know what? I have like a million things that run through my mind and then I get confused and sidetracked, but we're going to try to stay on track today. So, going back to the trailer park, what I was going to say is I had a best friend. His name was Diego. We did everything together. He kept me safe. It wasn't a really nice neighbor. I mean, I grew up in the hood. Yeah, y'all could probably tell. I tried when I'm when I'm doing my videos, I try so hard to do my customer service voice because there's like a lot of people on the internet that have an issue, but like this is just how I was raised. Like this is like the neighborhood, like the environment that I was raised in, and I try really hard to not talk a certain way, I guess, cuz I don't want people to be like, "Oh, why you talk like that?" But it's like it's just how I grew up in my neighborhood, I had a lot of, like I said, I had a lot of friends that were, not white. I grew up in the hood, babe. I don't know what to tell you. But at the same time, like I've kind of started just kind of embracing it and trying to be myself because regardless of what people think, they don't know me. I know me and I know who I am and I know that I'm not like that, So I don't have a problem with like the way that I speak. So if you do have an issue with the way I speak, because I've seen somebody in my comments say something like, "Why you got an accent? Where'd that come from?" Like everybody always thinks I have an accent. I don't have an accent. This is just my voice, I promise. I am not purposely trying to have an accent. I promise you. This is just how I talk. But but my friend Diego, at that time, like we were super close. He taught me so many things. He taught me so many things, and we were like inseparable, to be honest with you. Like as soon as the sun came up, me and Diego were like we were on top of it. We were out doing our thing. He was like my best friend. And I remember one day my mom got pulled over. He was in the car with my mom and another friend, and they searched the vehicle or whatever. I guess they smelled, a little something something. And the next thing I know, my mom, she's get back to me, and then we're like, where's Diego? Like, what's going on? They're like not really wanting to say what's going on, and then all of a sudden, here's Ice raiding their whole trailer, and I was kind of like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And everybody's like, oh, it's ICE, like it's, they're raiding his house, like they're deporting him. And I was like, what? Like what? And they're like, yeah, they're deporting him back to Bolivia. And I was like, man, like what the fuck? Like that was my best friend, and Like I said, he's the one who kept me safe from a lot of the things going on in that neighborhood. Eventually, my mom got a boyfriend and we called him Unc. So Unc, he was from Detroit. So Unc after that kept me safe, but I just kind of like lost my best friend and I just one day was just not here anymore and now he's gone and he hasn't been back and I think, I got him on my Facebook, so he's been living like what seems to be a good life, and I'm really proud of him and I hope that he's doing okay. But this is the kind of things that kind of affect you for the rest of your life. Like just one day that person's here and the next day, well, they just took him away, and it's like I understand, there's laws and I understand that you have to do certain things, but at the same time, like ICE, they don't care. They don't care if you have a green card. They don't care what you have. Now, another thing that when I worked in I used to work at Journeys, and a lot of you probably know that, but a lot of you probably don't. I used to work for Journeys. I was the like second manager there. I was never a store manager, but that was kind of like what I was working towards, but I left before then. And honestly, we can get into like that another day because Journeys was if you're gonna work at Journeys, my thing is like it's good for like a job like if you're in school. So if like you're in college you need like extra money or whatever, it's perfect for that. But for anything else like career-wise, Journey is not for your career. Do not make Journeys your career. That's all I have to say. Selling shoes ain't all of what it seems to be, okay? But anyways, so when I worked at Journeys, we actually hired a girl and she was from Mexico. She worked like three jobs. So she worked at like Pizza Hut, she worked for us. She worked somewhere else, but I forgot what it was. But she basically was like she had a green card. And when you're a hiring manager, you have to learn all those things. I had never hired anybody with a green card before, and a lot of people probably because she was having like a hard time like getting hired and a lot of people probably didn't want to hire her because that whole system like it's so confusing and if you don't do it right like you could really mess somebody's taxes up and I just think the system itself is so broken. These are things that I've dealt with in my personal life. Like it takes forever to get one. And when you finally get one, I think you have to like renew it every now and then. I don't really remember. So don't quote me on that. But if you know, just let me know in the comments the right thing so that people know what the right thing is because I don't remember. But I do think like every so often you have to go back and like renew it. But I don't know. Anyways, and so we had to learn how to put her in our system for like the taxes and stuff. And I honestly thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was like a really great learning opportunity. A lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people just they get angry and they're like, "Ugh, I have to do all this extra work because this person wants to work here." Da 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 da. And it's like, why? And it's like, why are you being so like why are you so mad? Like America was literally stolen land. There is nothing here that belongs to you unless you are Native American. So I don't understand why people are still so angry to this day. Like it makes no sense to me. And then, my son's father, he's been working in Illinois, and with all the stuff going on in Chicago, like, yes, he's Puerto Rican, he's American, he's a US citizen, he doesn't need a green card. We just tell him all the time, like, keep your ID on you at all times, because they've now changed. I saw a girl, she was talking about in her video that they actually changed like ICE protocol. So, like, if you work like a certain job, if you speak Spanish, or if you look a certain way, then they have all rights to stop you and question you. So a lot of the times, if you don't have your ID on you, they'll just take you. They don't fucking care. And it's like if that happens, I will literally have to go searching for whatever fucking center they decide to put him in. And at the end of the day, like that's my son's dad, like I can't and it's like we shouldn't have to worry about that. Bad Bunny shouldn't have to worry about not wanting to perform his concerts of ice. Like it's literally become a battlefield out here. And honestly, I commend all of the people right now in Chicago protesting. That's exactly what we need. And like I said, I don't normally get too much into politics. I feel politics can be really negative, but again, this has gone way past politics. Like, our president doesn't even know that he's the president of Puerto Rico. Like, he has no idea. He didn't even know. He's like, "Oh, I'll speak to the president." And then he started throwing toilet paper and paper towels at, and it's like Puerto Rico is still having rolling blackouts to this day. A lot of people still don't have like power. That's not okay. This is what is going on right now is absolutely not okay. Bad Bunny is an American. He's a US citizen. And just because he speaks Spanish doesn't mean that he deserves any less than anybody else. The man can speak English too. Barely anybody can understand what the guy is saying in Spanish, anyways, because he speaks Puerto Rican Spanish. And when you speak Puerto Rican Spanish, you just gonna have to figure it out. Most of it is just slang. And if it's not slang, well, let's just say like this. If I were to say a sentence in English, right? And the sentence in English was like 10 words. But if you were going to say it in Spanish, it's like going to be like 15 words. A Puerto Rican is going to say it in like 3 vowels. Okay. That's what you're gonna get. And you're just gonna have to figure out what the fuck it is that they're saying. That's why I think like on the other positive side of this, like there is also a lot of people that are like not banning the they're like, I'm gonna ban the Super Bowl. Like, okay, ban the Super Bowl. Like Kendrick played last year. You guys had no idea what the hell Kendrick was saying last year. Y'all had no idea what Kendrick was talking about. And Rihanna was up there pregnant doing her thing. Like nobody has said anything about her. She's not even. It, Rihanna is from Barbados. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just crazy to me. And then a lot of these bands that everybody's like, oh, we need these bands to play. These bands are from the UK. They're not even American. They're not even American. Y'all are just mad because you speak Spanish? Like, the fuck? It's just so weird to me. But anyways, on the positive side of the things that I've seen is one guy was trying to learn the Titi me pregunto si tengo mucha novia, the song, and it was so funny because he kept messing up because like Bad Bunny, like I said, he doesn't like a lot of Spanish speakers can't understand Bad Bunny either. Like a lot of I have to look up the lyrics myself. Like I said, I'm pretty good at like understanding Spanish, but Lord, man. Even like I said, my Spanish teacher, sometimes we were like, girl, what are you talking? Like, what are you saying? Because it's so hard. It's so hard. Like if you're not used to it, it can be really difficult because when you read the lyrics, you're looking at it and you're like, Titi me pregunto si tengo mucha novia, but he's saying Titi me pregunto si tengo mucha novia. And it's like, it's like, it goes really fast. And so it's really hard to say, but I love that song anyways. And like I said, I've been listening to Bad Bunny since 2016. We got Chambea, which a lot of people don't know what Chambea means, and I guess I could tell y'all what it means in this video. We could learn a little bit of Spanish, but chambea is like I don't know if it's specifically like Puerto Rican slang, but it's like slang. So when you're saying like chambea, if you have a gun, you're like chambea jala, and like cock it, like you're like, and then you're shooting, like trigger. So I mean, like I said, like if you don't know the slang, you're probably not gonna understand a lot of what Bad Bunny is talking about because you can't Google translate slang, unfortunately. But one of the artists that I listen to that I have a difficult time like understanding what he's saying because some of the words I do have to Google translate and I'm just like fuck, like like this slang, like what is this word, is Jaco. Jaco be using all kinds of slang. Bad Bunny does too. Don't get me wrong. Bad Bunny uses a lot of slang, but Jaco is the other artist that I listen to. He uses a lot more like he uses like different words that because Bad Bunny kind of uses the same words. He'll like reuse the slang, so it's like oh, okay, I know what that is. but Jacob be using different slang, and I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck that is. Like, I don't know what the hell that is. But you know, and then when I was like a little girl, I also remember like Daddy Yankee, like Gasolina, like all over the internet in the 90s, or all over the radio in the 90s. That was like the song. Like our moms were literally listening to like "Gusta la gasolina, dame más gasolina," and that shit was everywhere, and nobody had a problem with it. Nobody had an issue with that. Like Bad Bunny is literally this generation's Daddy Yankee. Come on now. Like, let's not. But he's also just been named the number one artist in the 21st, what is it, 21st century? Is that what they said? I don't remember. But I do believe it was the number one artist in the 21st century. So why would they not have him at the Super Bowl? Jay-Z is in charge of the Super Bowl. Rock Nation basically runs Super Bowl halftime show. So the fact that they put Bad Bunny as the halftime Super Bowl show, I mean, hello, like why not? He's such a huge artist. He gets billions of streams. Like I said, I've been listening to him since 2016 before anybody even knew who he was. I think like his first song that he came with that he was like getting famous was Diles. And then Soy Peor is the other one that's like another really big song, and then Chambea is like, you know, really big. But I think like you shouldn't just count him out, oh, because he speaks Spanish. Like, come on. It is 2025, you guys. We're past the, well, he doesn't speak English. Like, okay, learn how to speak Spanish. You know how many Americans speak Spanish? Spanish is the second spoken language in America. Okay? Like, if you go to Miami, I promise you, if you go to Miami, everybody speaks Spanish in Miami. Everybody. If you want to get a job in Miami, you need to know how to speak Spanish. Like, period. That's just how it is. And I live in Florida, so I can tell you I know from experience. There is a lot of Puerto Ricans. I think Florida is one of like the biggest places that there is the most Puerto Ricans. And I think New York and like New Jersey are like the second on the list, if I remember correctly. Now, the only thing is with Bad Bunny that I could say like he gets a lot of controversy. Because I think, like, because a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't understand his lyrics because he speaks Spanish, and a lot of people don't understand what it is that he's talking about in a lot of these songs. So, one of the biggest controversies was, oh, he's a cross dresser. He dresses up like a woman. Um, you know, he kisses men on stage, but people don't understand, like, the impact that Bad Bunny has on this generation. And a lot of this generation, I mean, if you're conservative and you don't really care about those things, fine. But like for those of us that are basically telling you, like, we're human too, and we have the right to be who we want to be without somebody judging us. And I feel like we shouldn't really, we honestly, as humans, nobody on this planet has the right to judge anybody for any reason. All of us do things. All of us have done things. All of us have thought things. There is nobody in this world that is perfect that can say, "Oh, I'm the best of the best." Like I can judge everybody because you know, like I'm a perfect human. Like there is no such thing. There is no such thing as that. You know, so there should be nobody here judging anybody for what they do. But the song that a lot of people are referring to when he's cross-dressing as a woman is Yo Perreo Sola. And in that song, he's basically like, what it means is I dance alone. So yo means I, perreo, dance. Because like perra or perreo is kind of like twerking in Spanish. And then sola, which means by myself. So I want to dance alone. Like I'm dancing alone. And basically the whole song is like women empowerment. Like he's saying like women don't need to be danced up on by men. Like women want to dance alone. They can dance alone if they want to. I don't need a man to dance on me. You know, because when you go in the club, like people be groping women and shit. Like they don't even ask permission. Like, oh, can I touch you? Like they just be touching people, and it's like, bro. Or like you be dancing, and all of a sudden a man come up on you and just start dancing, and it's like, bro, back up. Like, who told you to get in my personal space? You know, that's basically what he's talking about in the song. And there's like back in that time, because I was like a huge Bad Bunny fan back then. I'm still a big Bad Bunny fan, but I'm not as big as I was like a couple years ago. But I still like Bad Bunny a lot. But my favorite artist right now is J. Cole. That's one of my favorite artists. My other favorite artist that I have right now is Young Miko. She's awesome. If you guys want to listen to her, she does a lot of like they're not remixes, but it's like she gets the royalties for like certain tracks and then she raps on them in Spanish, and I think it's great. One of them's like Dougie, and the other one's like a Lil Wayne song that she has made like her own, and I think it's really great. I mean, a lot of artists do it. Nicki Minaj did that with MC Hammer with her song Anaconda. That's not originally her song, like that's MC Hammer's song. But anyways, a lot of young people don't know that. Y'all don't know, man. These songs they're just reused. They're reused songs, they're recycled. Like a lot of Justin Bieber's like very first album, a lot of those songs are cycled. You know what I'm saying? Like those were somebody else's song and then he bought the royalties to make his own song, and they sound good. Like they don't sound bad, or they sing it their way. Like they keep the lyrics the same, they just buy the royalties for it. But anyways, so that's what he was making a statement. But in when he was dressed up like that, he was dating a girl at that time that he was like really super involved with. This was somebody like he wanted to marry, but they ended up breaking up. But he was making out with her and stuff like while he was dressed up like that. Like he's not like it's honestly not as big of a deal as people make it out to be. And I think it's like really weird that people care so much about that kind of stuff, because it's like, why not just let people be who they want to be? My whole life, myself, like, and that's another thing is like Bad Bunny kissing men on stage. Like, I honestly, I would 100% rather watch Bad Bunny kiss a man on stage than have the president of the United States tell everybody that circumcision is what caused autism. And if you think that that shit is like, oh, funny, it's not funny. It's, oh, Tylenol caused autism. So what about everything else that has I don't know how to say it, but it starts with an A. I can't even pronounce it. But it's the pain relieving part of Tylenol. So it could be in any pain reliever. It doesn't have to just be Tylenol, but Tylenol is like what they're going after. It's like, oh, the brand itself causes autism. It's just like baffles me. It baffles me that people care so much about this stuff. Like we need, I did talk about the autism thing in another episode, but it's just like why would I want to sit there and listen to that? Like, oh, he doesn't know who bad like the president don't know who Bad Bunny is. The fuck you, yeah, you do. You know exactly who he is, and I'm gonna tell you why you know who he is. Because when you were president the first time, he spoke out against you. He made a whole song about you. You know who Bad Bunny is. I think the song that everybody has been talking about is Compositor de Año. I think that's what it's called, but he basically talks about like racism being worse than COVID. That when a white guy picks up a pew pew, it's like a hobby. Just talking about all the things like, and it's true, and it still applies to this day from like 2020 to now. It still applies. Like 5 years later, nothing has changed. It's actually gotten worse, and it's absolutely baffling. But and with Bad Bunny itself, like I said, those controversies, like a lot of those things is basically like LGBTQ. It has nothing to do with him trying to be any type of way. Like you literally got Tom Holland on stage in full lingerie. He looks like a drag queen. Okay, he's got the wig and everything. He's got a whole lingerie suit on. And he's up there dancing his little booty off on SNL, and y'all didn't say nothing about that. I don't see anybody going to cancel Uncharted or Spider-Man. That's the problem. See, that's the problem. And then I don't see nobody rushing to do that. So I don't understand like why people have to hate so much to the point where they've now are coming up with a way to make their own second halftime show. Like, come on now. Why didn't you do like you couldn't have done that when Kendrick Lamar, like you just have to make a statement now. The fact that you guys are going so hard about this is just like it's ridiculous. Like who cares? Oh, I'm not gonna understand anything he says. You don't need to. Music is not anything other than togetherness. Like music touches the heart. It doesn't matter what language it's in. I've seen so many people listening to like Italian opera, which I do know a song in Italian opera. It's called Nel Corpio non mi santo. I don't know how to say that right, but that's the song that I learned how to sing in chorus class, and I wanted to learn it because my family, like half of my family, is Italian, you know, and it's like you will listen to that. You guys will listen to some fucking Polish guy sing in like the Netherlands in some language that none of us even know. You'll listen to German like techno pop. What was that guy? I can't even do it. Was he German? I don't know what he was, but he was like, ah. Well, hold on, we gotta do it right. He was like, ah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about? That fucking guy. Like everybody was listening to that motherfucker, and all he did was like, blah, blah, you know, and everybody was like, oh shit, that's a banger. But then Bad Bunny comes out with this dope ass music, and y'all are like, oh, you speak Spanish? Turn off. It's like come on now, like you can't pick and choose, man. If you want to be a part, like I said, them people sitting in the Mexican restaurant, like you literally eating their food, like, and you're pissed. Why are you eating the food? There's so many white people that be about the damn tacos. I'm telling you, they are about their tacos. Like they will go down for some damn tacos. But heaven forbid an immigrant made the damn taco, and y'all don't even know what Mexican tacos are. Let me tell you, authentic Mexican tacos do not have like sour cream and shit. It's like the tortilla, the meat, get a little lime. Um, my favorite is like there's like cilantro. A lot of people don't like cilantro, but I do. Like it's shit good as fuck. Some people it tastes like soap. Y'all it don't taste like soap. It doesn't. It tastes good, you guys. Like, you know, and it's just like why are you like indulging in the culture but you're racist? Like if you're so racist, go eat you a hamburger. Go eat you a hamburger and fries and tell me that shit's better than a taco. Go get your ass a hot dog and some french fries and tell me that's better than a tripleta. Okay? Because it's not. The food is good. And if you guys like you can't be about the culture and then not be about anything else. Like I don't know, it just like it stresses me out because it's like if ICE is really about that, but it's like I like me and my son like we speak Spanish. Like if we're in a store and if somebody sounds like they farted or they stink, ooh, apesta. That's exactly what's gonna come out of his mouth. And it's like, is ICE gonna stop me because my son was like, "Ooh, mommy, apesta," you know, or you know, the other word that he really likes is puño, which means like punch. It's like a puño, you know, and then like it's just like I'm afraid myself. I'm afraid for my friends. I'm afraid for my family. You know, like it's not fair. And it's not okay. You can't treat people that way. Like they're still people. These are human beings, real lives that you guys are talking about. Now, Bad Bunny headlining the Super Bowl, there's a lot of us that are happy about that. I'm happy about that. I was like, damn, like if Bad Bunny actually did he was a guest at the Super Bowl in 2020 as well with Shakira and J-Lo. And y'all didn't have no fucking issue with Shakira. Shakira don't need listen, these artists shouldn't have to be bullied into making songs in English for you guys to listen. Like I love learning new things. I love learning, and in most countries, to be honest with you, they know like three or four languages. Like if you go anywhere in the world, like one or two languages, like two language is standard in most places. But most people they know like three or four, and they're fluent in every single one of them. It's like why are Americans so hell-bent on only being English speaking? As if that's like y'all are literally Nazis. Like it's not the superior language. If anything, The superior language, in my opinion, Spanish. Everything sounds better in Spanish. Like if you try to translate a Bad Bunny song in English, it sounds like shit. Like just being honest with you, it sounds like shit. Like, but a lot of these they do know how to speak English. Like he can speak English. A lot of these artists can speak English. They just don't. They don't have to. They don't need to. Like that's who makes them them, and their music sounds good. You know, like they don't need to change that. And I'm honestly so glad that Bad Bunny, he's not released a song. Like he says a few words in his songs in English, but his songs are mostly in Spanish. And I'm glad that he's kept it that way. Like I don't want him to feel the need to like, oh, you have to speak English because everybody's peer pressuring you. Like, no, dude, like keep making your music in Spanish. Keep making music in Spanish. Reggaeton is not English music. Reggaeton is Spanish music. Okay, if you don't want to listen to reggaeton, you don't have to, but and then like a lot of people, but he was, yeah, and then nobody had an issue with Shakira at the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like her hips don't lie, and y'all was all about it. Is it because she's a lady? Is it because Bad Bunny gonna steal your girl? Because he probably already has. I'm telling you, your wife probably low key secretly listens to Bad Bunny. Like there are so many people that listens to him that is ridiculous. Like you, and most, like I said, most of them don't even speak Spanish. Like everybody at least has one Bad Bunny song on their playlist. So the fact that they have him for the Super Bowl makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I also think it brings a lot of awareness to like what's going on in Puerto Rico, and like people visiting, they don't they're going there, and people are buying up this land, like, and then they're trying to like take the beaches. Like the beaches are public. There's no private beach in Puerto Rico, and like a lot of locals are super pissed off. Like it's kind of like they feel like they're losing, their culture. And I mean, even Hawaii, like people in Hawaii, they have their own language, like it's just crazy to me that that's like the hill that some of y'all want to stay on. Like why can't we just be inclusive? Why do we have to hate each other so much? It's just like it's eye-opening as to some of the people that really feel this way. Now, I can understand people not wanting to listen to Bad Bunny because his lyrics are kind of, dirty, but like whose lyrics aren't? As like a musician, there's a lot of musicians out there that have some pretty graphic, songs, whether it's like cussing or just what they're talking about. They're all this raunchy, you know what I mean? Like all of it's like that. When I was a kid, I remember the music was real raunchy, and there were some things my dad was like, "Why are you singing that song?" And I was like, I don't even know what it means." Until you get older, and then you're like, "Oh my God, like why was I singing that?" But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. Like I said, like my family, my son, he's a Boricua. I teach him Spanish. My Spanish is not perfect. It's not the best. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I can understand it. And I think this opportunity for Bad Bunny to be at the Super Bowl is fantastic. I think it'll be a really great way to bring attention to Puerto Rico and like a lot of things going on there, and like maybe and just bring, awareness and culture back to where it needs to be. And at the end of the day, guys, it's just music. I honestly don't even care about the Super Bowl. I don't even watch the Super Bowl. I only turn the Super Bowl on for the halftime show. That's the only reason why I watch it ever in the first place. Like every single year, that's the only thing I do. The Super Bowl halftime show is on, I'm gonna watch it. Music is like a huge part of my life, and like every day I listen to music. Whatever I do, like cleaning, everything is music is very involved in my life. And I think music is a really great way to bring people together. It doesn't have to be in a certain language for you to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So people should not be judged based on their skin. They shouldn't be judged based on anything else but the character of who they are. And if they're a good person, who cares? This life is so short, you guys, and there is no need for any of us to sit here and be like, oh, judge this person, judge that person. Like, you'll spend your whole life being so miserable that you'll forget to actually live it for yourself because you're worried about way too many things that you don't need to be worried about. And like I said, you guys, we got 4 months to go. We are going to learn Spanish. We're going to learn the songs. And I'm going to have a party with you guys at the Bad Bunny concert that just so happens to be at a football game. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.